Hey guys, what's up? My name's Theo. I play middle linebacker for the Hoofsome Hurricanes. That is in the Netherlands. That is in Europe. I play Euroball. That's my helmet right there. This is a fan helmet I got from Green Good Iron. This is possibly one of those videos that might go viral, so I'm making sure that that's my laundry. Okay. I do football content every Monday and Friday on this channel because those line up with games and practices. For now, it's games on Mondays, sometimes Sundays if we have a out-of-league game. Usually our league games are on Sundays, so the Monday video is a game day vlog. But if we have out-of-league or still within league, whatever, sometimes those are Saturday evening, but anyways. And then Thursday night practice, and then I come back and do a Friday video like this one. How these videos go is I answer comments from previous football videos or football related questions on other videos. I do news, which we have a little bit of news, a little bit of, I don't know, drama. I can call it football drama, but I mean, how much drama can you have since, March 2020? Anyways, and then I'm going out to practice tonight, but I'm not partaking in it, and that will be in the news section as to why I'm not partaking in practice. So I know that let's see what we had. That's from 2 weeks ago. Okay, I have responded to. Sometimes I respond to videos and they get thrown out of my thing. Football uniform suit up. Cassie Garcia says, I love the neon green so much. That was my girdle, I think. I don't remember that video from like 6 years ago at this point. I don't rewatch it. But yeah, I either had a girdle or a shirt that padded Nike Pro Combat neon green. It's really cool. I wish I still had it. But being a corner, at the time, I was, yeah. Okay, the Sunday's video, very awkward. I had 2 people comment. Number 2 commented to number 1 multiple times. I'm going to let them hash out because they're both adults. Anglo Am says, the atmosphere must be much nicer in many teams in Europe. I don't know how you make a team out of so many self-interested people. So in that video, I basically said that it's semi-pro football versus European American football. And it's one of those personal things, and I knew by saying this that I was going to trigger some people because humans love to generalize. They love saying, oh, well, this group that I've been interested in, and they're like, oh, the whole thing then. No. Like, I own a Luke Kuechly figurine, therefore I must own every other pop football figure out there. No, I don't. But yeah, it's the self-interested in my previous teams seemed that way. The funny thing is the self-interested members went to teams that were successful, which kind of proves the point of the other commenter. The people that were looking at more of a family appeal or a group, friends get together and play football were not usually very successful teams. Because of what Dirty 30 says, you're only as good as your competition. Now here's the thing, when you're the best team and you don't have any good competition, you don't get better. When you're a bad team and all you have is good competition, you may never actually get better either. You may strive to get better, but there's always it's the general idea is if you're trying to climb up to the next level and you put your hands up and someone slaps your hands and you slide back down to your next level, it's not the same. Like if they're literally just chopping your fingers off, it's different. And I know some teams in the Netherlands do that, are that way. They're trying their absolute best, but they're just not. The thing that goes towards me is they're not getting necessarily demoralized. Losing so much by so many points does demoralize after a while, but in the States, losing by that many points for that long on that many games would dissolve the team. So, Dirty 30 says, after that, Theo was forced to be better in the United States due to his teammates and competition, seeing the decline in his drive and training since moving to Europe. I've tried to be a motivation many months ago, but I guess I triggered a meltdown. No one in my YouTube comments has triggered a meltdown. Unless for some ungodly reason, Dirty 30, you are someone who comments on my YouTube videos and sees me in real life on a regular basis, like at practice, on my team, you have not triggered a meltdown. Constituted to one? Perhaps. But then again, so can excessive drilling into concrete by my neighbors who want to renovate their apartment. What triggers it? A plane going overhead from the Hilversum airport during practice that buzzes at the wrong term. Stepping wrong and tripping because humans are imperfect can set one off. Having a slight owie to my shoulder. Knowing that I'm already impinged as is on it and that it's getting worse and that I catastrophize from there. But you have not triggered one. The issue that I have and what I was saying with that video is you're only as good as your competition. So here's the thing. You're right. And the whole iron sharpens iron. My drive hasn't gone away. I've just not overly stressed myself too terribly much. I recognize that I am 40 and that I am in the single digits. I am in my waning years of this sport, at least at linebacker, and I want to make the best of it. I am not being hired anywhere by any team. I can be compensated for travel, and that could qualify, but not really. My career is here. And Ed and Marcus and the running backs of the other teams and the line of the other team, my own fucking offensive line, are competition enough for me, for these remaining years that I have to get better, because I'm not good. I wasn't good to begin with. And I went from accelerating at flanks, going from the very beginning, I had a great learning curve. I had that autistic hyper focus. I learned so much shit so fast, so complicated, and I missed a lot of middle ground because when it comes to semi-pro and when it comes to like Willie, who went to college football, there's a lot of things you learn in youth and JV football that they don't teach in semi-pro anymore. And in semi-pro, they're teaching you the advanced things. So I'm learning the advanced things. Was basically self-teaching or having Willie teach me the basic stuff because he likes teaching. It's this little thing, but that's a different video. But there's middle ground stuff that I never quite learned. That middle intermediate stuff. Like I understand the theory of a lot of things and I understand the basics of a lot of things, but there's still the little things in the middle that I have to work on. There's things that Mitchell has to work on. There are things, like we have good players on our team that execute the drills perfectly. There are players who have been playing just as long as me and still mess up their drills in the stupidest ways. There are players that are far stronger than me, far faster than me, that still screw things up, and we're fine. We are not perfect. We want to be perfect? Maybe. I don't know. That's on them. But I am happy where I am at. And it is progressing enough. As Ed says, I have made a tremendous amount of progress. And I do burn my body out faster than I probably should. And I push myself through injuries a lot more than I should. So you have helped by solidifying what the United States stands for in terms of that last video. You have motivated me to become a much more holistic player. by realizing that that mentality back in the States was actually very toxic for me. Because I needed friends. I needed socialization. I didn't need a job. I didn't need constant competition and headbutting against people. What I needed was the hurricanes. That's that. And that's my foot down. You had motivated, but not as you intended. And then finally, last comment on the suit-up video, Fielding Roberts, haven't really looked at the profile, but asking what position I played. Currently middle linebacker. That was corner. They asked if I was a wide receiver, quarterback, halfback, or DB. I was a DB, specifically corner. And then they said when I was in football, 8 youth, I was putting my pants on the same way. Keep where it never go. Don't care what people say about you. You got this, man. Exactly, see? Just Fielding Roberts and Dirty 30's comment are almost very opposing, but still motivating in the same way. Anyways, so that's that. Now let's move on to news, which would be the AFBN, or no, let's go to gridiron.nl, resources limited website, and then internet code 508. Hypertext transfer for loop detected. Possible response status may be given in the context of web distributing authority versioning. Okay, someone programmed something wrong. Okay, we are going to AFBN, see what's going on. So the article I was going to look at on gridiron.nl was the fact that way back in November, there was apparently an issue with our game against Groningen, where I only played at halftime and yada yada. Currently, we are standing, let's see, everybody's at 7 games. We are at 3 wins, 4 losses. We have 2 games coming up. Well, we have 1 game coming up for the AFBN this week, and that is on, well, no, not this week. That's May 1st. That's Arnhem. But they're in the other pool. But anyways, so the issue is that I read in the article, and it's still awkward. I may find out more at practice tonight what's going on. And I'll put down here in special text if there's anything specific counter to what I'm saying here or more clarification. Groningen put in players that were not legally able to be played from either, there's something about contracts with the European League of Football or the German Football League, the GFL. And that Groningen was like the perfect transfer of contract or something. I don't know much of this information, but that's what I read from the article and translated to English. So Google Translate may not be that big a deal, or Chrome Translate may have substituted some wrong words. I can't get to their website right now. Anyways, so yeah, that may have turned into a forfeit for them because they had illegal style players. But then the question goes down to the fact of, if Flavo pulled out of the entire league for the entire season because they just ran out of players, does that mean that the forfeit Groningen had against them, because Groningen at the very first game, their very first game, they didn't have enough players to travel to Almere, so they forfeited the game. Yeah. It was the same weekend we were supposed to play the Panthers, but the Panthers couldn't find a field, so the only games it played were like Crew and Lelystad. I'm not sure Arnhem actually played that weekend. Oh, Arnhem did play Rotterdam. They did, but nobody really cared because Lelystad was stomped by the Crew, 56-19. But with Rotterdam versus Arnhem, it was 6-3. But it does look that way because even though we won Almere, we won by more points now because it says 0-22 because there's a full-on forfeit. Crew, Panthers fully forfeited also. So it's gone back through. So that first game, Groningen forfeited, but then so does Almere. So where does that qualify? I don't know. In terms of the BNL, I don't know what we're doing. Technically, both these games coming up on 1st of May and the 7th of May are both BNL games because one is against Arnhem, the other one is against the Limburg Shotguns. And just like when we played Lelystad and then had a Thursday practice and then went to Isachem that Saturday, it's going to be hell to pay. And it sucks. This BNL season, I am not saying that I was the best of healthy going into that week, but having so much and not much actual rest sucked a lot. I didn't fully recover from Lelystad. And then practice, I thought I could give it a go, and then Isachem was just a no. That's where all this kind of went bad. Where it started, probably at the crew game. I have no idea when this actually started up, but yeah. Anyways, now in terms of my shoulder, again, I don't know where it started. I don't know when it started. It could have been while I was out kayaking that one time way back in the summer and doing way too much motion, this and just moving my shoulder around excessively when it wasn't used to, and I strained it, and then continued to go to the gym and slam this shoulder against a kickboxing bag without any pads. And then at the crew scrimmage, I went to go tackle the running back who was on the outside because I was coming in. I looked at the film. I was perfectly fitted. I scraped along the side. He was coming back in. He dodged up this way. I didn't quite get out to the side, but I jumped out this way to, arm tackle him. And the arm got basically this, and it sucked. If you guys watch that scrimmage, you see what happened. I went down. And then several games happened, lots of pain relievers. Groningen sucked, but again, pain relievers. And then all of December I got to wait. Partial January. Crew, I was good to go because I'd rested long enough. And then crew, Lelystad, Isachem, and practices. And we were supposed to play the Panthers. It just kept sucking and sucking and sucking. Yeah. So now I'm probably out for the next 3 weeks, which discounts the next games. So let's see. We are on that Thursday. So this Thursday's practice, then Sunday practice, then a Thursday practice next week, and then we're having a game. So 3 practices and then a game. And I have a physio appointment this coming Saturday, but if my physio here at home training is telling me anything, I probably shouldn't do anything. But we will assess as of Saturday to see if I can in a week. And if so, I get to, he may say, pick a game. So I'll pick a game if I get to. If not, I should really just suck it up and say, no, my body hurts right now and I need to, I'll catch you guys out at practice. All right, I'm out here in Hilversum. Everybody's practicing. Carnival's in town. It's daylight now, so I'm gonna get a little bit here at the beginning for like indies and stuff. I'm late because the bus driver, I think, maybe tried to take a nap. I'm not sure. It's fucking weird. But as you guys can see, there's practice over there. And yeah.
Gold, gold!